This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my video looking at the August 1st LEGO releases. Some of these might have already released, I'm not fully sure, and some of them might be September, but generally these will be releasing in just under a week. And honestly, I was just waiting for the Jedi Bob Starfighter to be revealed. It was revealed at Comic-Con, so that was yesterday. I only pushed it to today because I already had like 3 videos coming out, being the Crisis video, Kite Man review, and then my review of Deadpool and Wolverine. So now that I got all that out yesterday, I could do this today, and let's go straight into it. And the first one to talk about is the massive 8-in-1 Batman, and this one is honestly, it looks cool. It is kind of overpriced, and I think that at a bare minimum, they should have given you enough pieces to build 2 Batmans in this. And with that, I think honestly that would have been just a lot better because it's crazy that you're paying all this money and you're really only getting 1 BrickHeadz with the option to build 7 other ones. I will not be buying this until I get to watch a video of bare minimum you need to buy because, well, at least the way I positioned it, I would like to build the top half of these at a bare minimum of the ones I put up here, being the Christian Bale, Adam West, Kevin Conroy, and Robert Pattinson Batmans. And the other 4, the comics, Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and the Lego Batman. I think those ones are ones, although I would at least would like to build them. If I was only able to build 4, I'd build those top 4. So who knows? Maybe with the pieces they give you, you can be creative enough. As long as you get extra, from what I hear, is all of the Batman torsos are double-sided. I don't know which ones match up exactly, but I think, just looking at this one, I think it's the ones that don't look like they have the exact same symbol on them. And by that I mean ones that have extraordinarily similar symbols, so you don't make mistakes in grabbing the wrong one and having the wrong side face it. So I mean ones like the Michael Keaton and the Lego Batman one, which, yes, there are differences between them, but someone may not notice that instantly. And other ones similar, like the comics one and the Adam West one. But honestly, this all looks pretty good, and I just think it'd be better if they gave you the option to, at a bare minimum, build 2, maybe 3 of these, so you could at least have that option. But yeah, it's kind of annoying that you only have the option to build 1, which is the biggest problem of this. So if you're like me, I'd recommend waiting until someone has a video explaining exactly how many of these you need to buy and what extra pieces you'll need, because whatever the amount is, you're gonna need the bottom mouthpieces for all the ones of the versions that you didn't get. But let's move on now to the next one. And here we have the Jaws one, and while I actually haven't seen Jaws yet, it's one of the movies I do want to see, I just, for whatever reason, have never seen it. I think that this set honestly looks incredible. And this just brings me to kind of a more of a Lego conspiracy, but I think that from what I've seen, the only sets that we have this type of display stand for, which has the movie's name with a quote with that black border around it, have all been either Spielberg or Lucasfilms, and specifically movies that either come from George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. We've seen it, of course, a bunch with Lego Star Wars, and then there is Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Jurassic Park, and Lego Jaws, all examples of this. And if we look, George Lucas and or Steven Spielberg have been involved with those projects, so that's honestly pretty interesting to look at. We then have this Hulk and Iron Man 4 Plus set. I'm pretty sure its name is like Iron Man Bike and the Hulk like Street Alley or something, and this set honestly it sucks besides the fact that you get a Hulk minifigure. So if you want a Hulk minifigure, buy this. If you don't want a Hulk minifigure, it's probably better to avoid this. The next set we have is this Helicarrier, and while I hate this a lot less than a lot of other people do, I'm not really impressed by it either. I think it looks decent, but you get just so many other great things for your money that just why would you get this? It has no figures, which is because it's fine, it's a display thing, but it's also not the greatest build ever. I mean, it's okay, but nothing super special about it. Moving to Star Wars, we have this awesome Jedi Bob Starfighter. This one's probably gonna sell out day one, and Jedi Bob's honestly just a popular Lego character that was fully created by Lego. It's honestly just incredible. This Starfighter looks really cool and different. It's a Jedi Starfighter combined with just a bunch of insane weapons. This Akbar Trooper is also just something super unique and pretty crazy. And then, of course, you get a legendary Gonk droid. Only way the set could have been better is if they had a way for the Gonk droid to fit into what would typically be the astromech slot. And I honestly would have made it perfect. Maybe one more minifigure could have been tossed in here if the Akbar Trooper is supposed to be a clone. Like, I'm assuming it is since he has a clone trooper body. I think that maybe they could have included two Akbar Troopers just so you could have three real minifigures. And since the concrete is, built out of bricks, it may have just made it a little more valuable. But this is going to be going for a lot because that Jedi Bob minifigure is probably going to be insane after this set retires and will probably be going for a lot of money. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and I'll definitely be picking this up. Not day one, but I'll eventually get it. The next set is a really tempting day one purchase for me. I don't know, I kind of want to save up on some of my money, so I don't know if I'll be buying this immediately. But this is the Battle on Peridea from Ahsoka. And man, this looks incredible. You get an incredible Grand Admiral Thrawn minifigure with his correct rank plaque, since the last one I believe only had that of Imperial Admiral instead of Grand Admiral. An awesome new Morgan Elsbeth minifigure with the Night Sister enhancement markings on her. An awesome Ahsoka the White, an incredible Ezra Bridger, and a pretty decent Night Trooper. Honestly, Night Trooper easily the weakest part of this set, but this looks incredible. Those different pillars look really great. And while the base is pretty simple, I think honestly it just looks really cool. It's honestly a really nice display set, and I don't think people could compare this to the Obi-Wan Kenobi set. Honestly, I like that set overall, and I think that this looks really cool. It has a bunch of room for minifigures to move around. And of course, this set's going to be worth an insane amount of money since it's the second and currently only way to reasonably buy a minifigure of Grand Admiral Mithron Euroto. Looks incredible, and I love that he has the boot printing and everything. And yeah, man, this is a really tempting day one buy. I think I'm going to be holding off on this. This is the most tempting day one buy of all of these. And honestly, it just looks really great. Next set, honestly, this is a decent set for kids. Wish it didn't include the exclusive minifigure because I probably want to get that just to have with the other figures. But yeah, this buildable droid thing, it has R2, and then I believe I can't remember the exact name. I know it was the ending of his KT, and man, that's a really tragic backstory for the droid. It was created by the founder of the 501st Legion. Obviously not Anakin Skywalker, but the real world group that goes to hospitals and other places to dress up as Star Wars characters. Great organization, and this pink droid is made by the father, well, the founder whose daughter passed away from cancer. He made it to be with her until she passed away, and honestly, it's just super sad. I was in the emergency room a few years ago for it was thankfully for nothing, but it was just to be there just in case. I'm not gonna go into a full story about that, but the 501st visited that day. So I just thought it was really cool to see them. I was already an adult at that point, but honestly, it was just nice to see. I went to go see them because it was something just kind of cool, and it was like I just thank them for being there because they're just such a cool group. Because even as an adult Star Wars fan, it was just really cool to see them at a hospital, going around and being there to lift people's spirits. Really, such a great organization, and they're such cool people. Plus, there's this really cool feature where you could add these crazy different things on there. Or I forgot to mention the other two droids. The one droid from the Death Star. I can't remember what his name is, but I just remember he was in the Death Star set. And of course, the greatest war criminal in Star Wars that fought for the good guys and didn't turn to the dark side, because that would include Anakin. We have Chopper, so it's awesome that he has this giant hat in reference to his voice actor, which is Dave Filoni, who's known for his giant hats. And then we have this X-Wing and TIE Fighter set. And honestly, if this was just a basic X-Wing and TIE Fighter, I wouldn't even consider buying this. There's been so many better versions of these two ships, and I already own like three TIE Fighters and I think currently only one X-Wing. But there's this really awesome feature that these have where you can combine the two into two different variants, one being the TIE Fighter X-Wing and the other one being X-Wing TIE Fighter. Can't remember the exact ugly names of these because I do remember the TIE Wing, but that is the TIE Fighter body with the Y-Wing wings on it. So honestly, this is just really cool. Honestly, it's something I probably will not get unless I am gifted it, but it is pretty cool. And while it's something I would love to own, it's something that honestly, being realistic, I would just rather spend my money on other stuff than new variations of the X-Wing and TIE Fighter. Next set is this really awesome Desert Skiff and Sarlacc Pit. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to tie in with the rumored Jabba sail barge later this year. This honestly looks really cool. I don't know, I might just buy the figure from this, but I don't know. This is a really nice looking set. It's a good amount of figures and looks really cool, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to buy this or not, or if I'll just buy the Nub minifigure from this, who is honestly just really cool. Our second to last one is this incredible buildable C3PO, and while I'm just really conflicted on this, while I'd love to own this, I don't really think I'd want to spend the money on it. It looks really nice and looked really good next to R2D2 I got earlier this year, but I'm just not sure. It's one of those sets where I would love to get it, and I was just like, I'd love to get it, but I'd rather spend my money on something else. So who knows? We'll see about this one, but this one's honestly my most like 50-50 of love to own it, but I really don't know if I would want to spend my money on it. So we'll see about that one. But now let's move on to the last and what I define as the most insane LEGO set to ever exist. And the final one, as I said, most insane LEGO set to ever exist, the Dark Millennium Falcon. This is a truly incredibly crazy set. There's so much insane stuff added on. And let's just start off with its insane minifigures. The first and least notable is the one of the original characters for this Disney Plus special. I don't know the guy's name, but easily could name everyone else on here. He's a cool figure, but doesn't have anything super special about him. Our truly insane minifigures start off with probably the least interesting one, which is like Beach Luke. And that one, he looks cool. It's just nothing extremely unique or crazy about him. He's just a cool figure, but that's really it. Our next one is Dark Ray, and this is honestly just a crazy figure to get since they do nothing with the sequels. And this is actually one of the things that was in Rise of Skywalker for a brief scene. So it's pretty crazy to see her here. I wonder if they do have a lightsaber hilt so you could transform her double-bladed lightsaber, which pops out like that, into a normal double-bladed lightsaber. If not, someone could easily enough get a extended lightsaber blade hilt to represent that. We then have Evil C3PO. This figure looks completely insane. It looks awesome, and I really love it. And then we have the second most insane minifigure, an extraordinarily deep cut reference to a crazy comic, which is the redeemed white Darth Vader suit from the Star Wars Infinities comic, where we take a look at an alternate history of Return of the Jedi. I believe the concept in that one was what if the these are essentially what if stories for the original trilogy, but it's basically what if the thermal detonator Leia had went off, and this eventually leads to Vader being redeemed in the end, walking out in this white armor and wanting to hunt down Palpatine, who does escape in this story. That one is just honestly just an incredible figure. I really wanted just for that. But the most insane minifigure in this is the fact that Darth Jar Jar is in this. We have all these Phantom Menace sets this year, and there are no Gungans included in them. And then we have Darth Jar Jar here. I thought this set was fake solely for the reason they said Darth Jar Jar would be included in this. This set just seemed too crazy to be true, but I honestly can't believe it is. And going to the Falcon build itself, this is honestly a really cool alternate version of the Falcon. And while I don't think it is intentional for them, this is a callback, at least partially, to the Millennium Falcon during at least the earlier parts of the Yuuzhan Vong War. And that is when Han Solo completely painted the Falcon black and did that because of his recent loss of Chewbacca. And it's honestly just insane. This is such a cool set. I do want to get this. And while I'm tempted just to buy the minifigures from this, I feel like these minifigures are each going to be going for $20, $30, at least for, the really cool ones. And that would be Vader and Darth Jar Jar. And if I'm probably going to have to spend like $40 to $60, I just put the extra, I think, $100 in to get the entire Falcon itself and the other figures. But yeah, honestly, this is one of the coolest sets to ever exist. In my opinion, the most insane one. I may, in fact, also modify this slightly to have it be the Falcon during the Vong War and include figures of maybe custom figures of the Vong and other prominent characters from that series. But yeah, honestly, as I said, this is just the most insane set to ever exist. I genuinely can't believe it's being released, and I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.